Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome to the field of mathematics. So today we are looking at motion, right? We are looking at motion, in particular speed, velocity and acceleration. As the starting point, we need to define what speed, velocity and acceleration is respectively. So this is what we are going to do. So together, let's try to define the three terms. So the first one, speed. We want to define speed, okay? Speed, this is a change in distance with time. It's a change in distance with time. So whenever there is a change in distance with time, when there is a change in distance with time, we are talking about speed. When there is no change in distance and time is moving, then there is no motion. We cannot talk of an object moving. But when we say 50 kilometers per hour, an object, for every hour, the object has traveled 50 kilometers, then we are talking about speed. So the units are kilometers per hour or meters per second. That is speed, okay? Now, we move on to velocity. Velocity. There is a thin line between velocity and speed. You will notice that. Velocity, this is a change in distance with time in a specified direction. In a specified direction. You notice the difference. We never talked about direction when we were referring to speed, right? But we started talking about direction when we were defining velocity. Both of them have a change in distance with time. The difference is that with speed there is no specified direction. I can change distance with time, but there is no specified direction. I can meander, right? But with velocity, yes, there is a change in distance with time in a specified direction. As an example, I am moving 30 kilometers per hour due east. The moment I say due east, there is an inclusion of direction. Now we are talking of velocity. But when I say I was moving at 30 kilometers per hour, without any inclusion of direction, then we are not talking about velocity. So, the specific terms given to velocity and speed respectively are, velocity is a vector and speed is a scalar. A vector is anything that has got quantity and direction. And a scalar is anything that has got only quantity. So you must take note of that. Right. So, the units here for velocity are kilometers per hour or meters per second. These are the units for velocity. They are the same as speed. Now let us move on to acceleration. We need to define what acceleration is. Right. So acceleration, what it is. Acceleration is a change in speed or velocity with time. In our day-to-day lives, when we are late for work and the road is very clear, we tend to press on the pedal, the speed pedal. And you notice that the speedometer is moving from 30 kilometers per hour to 60 kilometers per hour to 80 kilometers per hour. When you see the speedometer moving clockwise, right? Then we are talking about acceleration because there is an increase of speed with time, right? So acceleration, this is an increase of speed or velocity with time. So the units are meters per second squared. These are the units. Okay, so acceleration, this happens in our day-to-day lives. We see on the roads people increasing speed, right? Which is not a good thing in real terms. It's not a good thing because we must be careful when we increase speed, right? It's a hazard. But anyway, this normally happens in our day-to-day lives. Okay, so this is acceleration, right? But I also want to include something here. Let's talk about uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration. Acceleration, what it is. Now, with uniform acceleration, right? The increase in speed, the increase in speed or velocity with time is constant. Allow me, this is an increase, okay, let me say in speed here, or velocity with time, okay? So, the uniform acceleration is the increase in speed or velocity with the time, okay? The increase in speed or velocity with time is constant. What am I saying? Now, if this is a speedometer, right, and this is my gauge, right, the arrow, and this is, let's say, 20 kilometers per hour, and this one is 40 kilometers per hour, and this one is 60 kilometers per hour. Now, if I press on the pedal to increase speed, if it takes me maybe 3 seconds to increase speed from 20 to 40, and it also takes me 3 seconds to increase speed from 40 to 60, then we are talking about uniform acceleration. The time taken to change is constant, it's 3 seconds. Every time I change from with 20 kilometers per hour, I'm taking 3 seconds. If it takes me 3 seconds to increase my speed from 20 to 40, and if it also takes me 3 seconds to increase my speed from 40 to 60, then there is uniform acceleration because the time taken to increase speed is constant. So I want you to understand that. With acceleration, without inclusion of uniform, from 20 to 40 it might take you 5 seconds, but from 40 to 60 it might take you 3 seconds. So there is no uniformity. So you must always remember these terms. Okay, another thing maybe I should also talk about is deceleration. Deceleration is the opposite of acceleration. It is a decrease in speed or velocity with time. The units are the same. Okay, the only difference is that we say acceleration is positive and deceleration is negative. Okay, so I hope you understood the terms. In the next presentation, we are going to describe a graph, a velocity or speed time graph. Hello guys, how are you? Welcome back. Now, in front of me, I've got a graph. It is a speed time graph. We need to describe the motion of a certain object, right? After that, we are going to do some calculations. So, I have decided to partition or to categorize the graph into 3 parts, A, B, and C. We are going to describe A, we are going to describe B, we are going to describe C. On my vertical axis, we have got speed and the units are meters per second. On the horizontal axis, the units are seconds representing time. So we are going to describe what is happening at A. With A, you notice that there is a change in speed with time, right? In 2 seconds, there's been a change in speed from 0 to 5 meters per second. Do you understand? So, there is a change in speed with time. Therefore, part A, we talk of acceleration. There is acceleration here. Okay? There is acceleration. Part B, there is no change in speed with time. As you notice, from 2 seconds to 7 seconds, there is no change in speed with time. The object is moving at a constant speed. So here we can then write constant speed. Constant speed. Okay? This is part B. Part C, there is a change in speed with time in the negative sense. It is called deceleration. So we can say there is a decrease in speed with time. So here we talk about, this part we talk about deceleration. This is what is taking place in part C, right? So this is deceleration. There is a decrease in speed with time. The speed changed from 4 meters per second to 0 in a matter of 1 second. So this is what we call deceleration. So we have described the graph. A, there is acceleration. B, there is no change in speed. It was a constant motion. And C is deceleration. What we are going to do now is we are going to then try to do some calculations. Okay? We are going to do some calculations. So allow me then to rub this part, right? So that I can find space for some calculations. Okay? I'll just rub some parts so that I leave some space. Okay? So what I need to do is I need to calculate the speed and acceleration for part A. Part A, I need to calculate acceleration for part A. So acceleration, part A, then I can write here acceleration. Acceleration is equal to change in speed over change in time. Okay? It is equal to final speed minus initial or first speed. Minus first, people prefer to use first speed. Or initial is the first, means first, okay? First speed over change in time. Okay? So, removing the words and putting numbers here, my final speed for part A is 5 minus my first speed or initial speed is 0, right? So I put 0 there, over the change in time. Time changed from 0 to 2, so the change in time is 2 seconds. 5 minus 0, I get 5 over 2. So the acceleration is 2.5 meters per second squared. Okay? That is my acceleration for part A. Now, for part B, there is no acceleration. It's constant speed. So the speed is 5 meters per second for about 5 seconds. Okay? Now let us go on to deceleration. deceleration. Part C, we're going to talk about deceleration. Okay, deceleration. Again, the formula is the same. It's a final speed minus first speed over change in time. Okay? My final speed in this case for part C is 0 because it became stationary, yeah, after 8 seconds. So final speed is 0. First speed is now 5. So 5 meters per second. Then change in time from here to there it was 1 second. So here I get 0 minus 5. I get minus 5 over 1. So it's minus 5 meters per second squared. The negative represents deceleration. You see, whenever there is a negative sign, it shows that there is some deceleration. There is a decrease in speed with time. Now let me move on to something which is going to conclude my presentation. I want to talk about distance covered by this object. This object, there was an increase in speed in part A, there was a constant speed in part B, then there was a decrease in speed in part C. We then want to calculate the distance covered by this object. Okay, so distance is calculated as area under the graph. Area under the graph. Under the graph. Okay? The area under this graph, when we calculate that area, that is the distance that was covered by the object. Now, this, if I look at this shape, to me it looks like a trapezium. So if I calculate the area of this trapezium, that is the distance covered. So, remember the formula for a trapezium? We can say AB plus CD bracket times height over 2, right? This is a formula to calculate the area of a trapezium. Now, so I will then say, what is AB? I will take AB from 0 to 8. That is my AB, right? So AB is what? Is 8. CD is the top part from here to there. If I measure from here to there, I'm getting 5. So I'll put 5 in brackets. The height of this trapezium from here to there is 5. I put a 5 there, right? Then divide by 2, right? If I add 8 plus 5, right, I get 13, right? So I'm going to get 13, but if I multiply 13 by 5, I get 65 over 2, right? Now, if I divide 65 by 2, I'll get 3 here. Here I'll get 2, so it's going to be 32.5 meters. That becomes the distance covered by the object in 8 seconds. I hope you have understood this topic. Sometimes it's up to you. You can, if you don't want to use the formula of a trapezium, you can calculate the area of this shape in parts. You can take this one as the triangle, the middle part as a rectangle, and the last part as a triangle again. You find the respective areas, then you add them together. That becomes the distance covered. I hope you enjoy.